even just as a user, because, you know, if you're in the chat right now and you can say, hey, I'm on TikTok or I'm on Instagram and this is frustrating about being on that platform right now. And it also gives us an opportunity to kind of frame that within what we're doing differently and how Fanbase might be a different alternative for you. Something that, like, you know, your posts aren't getting seen, or my friend yesterday actually got notified that he might get suspended off of Instagram for bullying and harassment, and he didn't even know what he did. And the message that he got it from was from a post from 2020. So it's very, you know, it's extremely, I don't know, these platforms are just so big now that they can't keep up and really have a real efficient way to understand, you know, what people are saying or what people are doing and what is a violation of the terms and conditions of the platform. And so I think that's frustrating. And like I said in the chat room, I'd love to hear some of the pain points that you're having as a user, aka a content creator, on other social media platforms.
Definitely. All right. So while we wait for some of those comments and questions and so on, I think it's a good time to tell our audience. You know, we obviously came up with $17 million. Like Isaac said, it's a 3-year plan. It's not a number that just came out of the blue. We actually started planning on that beginning mid last year when we decided to go this route. And there is a plan. There are efforts that we're trying to do this, and we're trying to obviously grow the platform, grow our user base. And I'm going to start mentioning some of those efforts on how we're going to use some of these funds. And then Isaac, I'll let you maybe share other ones. Okay. I always like to start on the product-centric ones. Me as the CTO, you know, I want to say that number one is we've been doing this job since day one, but we want to definitely speed it up. We want to continue scaling our product. Hopefully, you guys that have been with us for some time, you're starting to realize some of the work that we put together, from being able to upload content, or, you know, being able to have a good experience in the audio room. All of that, sometimes it's not just the developer fixing a piece of code. It's actually thinking about the architecture, thinking about how we automate things. So every time we push an increment, we make sure that we don't miss any user scenarios that we might be missing. So all those small efforts actually go beyond the code. And that requires, obviously, skill sets, resources, and time. So part of the money is we want to definitely scale our product so we can start improving our architecture. In fact, we went live a week ago with what we call the feed refactor. Now, the feed refactor visually might not have represent a change for you as a user, but it actually is allowing us now to start bringing different content creation features that we couldn't do before. So the architecture of the feed for both Android and iOS were improved. In fact, we use, for example, in the iOS side, Apple's latest Swift UI. So it gives us more flexibility, more scalability, and those are the kind of tasks that we want to continue doing more and more. And of course, will require some investment for us to continue doing that. So scaling our product is one that is super, super important for us. The other one is, as we continue bringing you features, we want to definitely cover some of the catch-up functionality, like we like to call it, where you are expecting to see certain things happening for you, right? We obviously want to take care of those, but we want to do that because we also have other functionality that is not out there, and we really believe it to be disruptive. Creator tools that allows you to not only create better or faster, but also if you're someone that just likes to, watch content, you can also have a better experience visualizing that. So moving away from catch-up increments into disruptive increments is something that we want to do as well. We have some really great functionality that we want to start bringing to every vertical, But before doing that, we know we still have some work to be done in some other things. In Q3, and we'll talk a little bit about some of the objectives for Q3, we are going to be tackling a lot of this catch-up functionality, some of the things that you are expecting. One of the things that I know you'll be excited about is we're bringing carousel. That's something that we promised to you 3 weeks ago, but now that we have the feed refactor, we are now able to bring carousel. So carousel is what we consider, obviously it's going to bring a lot of value to you, but we know we can go beyond carousel. There's more disruptive behind carousel as well, so we want to definitely get that done. While we're doing all of this, we also want to be very conscious of our IP. As we go into creating disruptive functionality, we want to make sure we're protected. We actually have a few increments on the way that we don't share with anyone just because we want to make sure we start, for example, the patenting process before we can actually share, because it's a small world. You never know who's listening, and at the end of the day, we're bringing value to our users, and we want to be different than everyone else. So we'll definitely be investing on protecting our IP with this money. And then I'll say one more, and then I'll let you, Isaac, see if you want to add anything else. Sorry. We definitely want to diversify the financial opportunities for the users. You as a user, you get paid at the end of every month. The minimum to reach that payment is $25. But we want to go beyond being able to pay you like we do today. If you are in the US, UK, Australia, and Canada, you can connect your debit card and your bank account, and automatically, if you reach the $25 threshold, we'll pay right away. If you're outside these regions, starting 2 weeks ago, we brought PayPal integration. So now you can also get paid through PayPal. But we want to go beyond that. We know that cash is not the only way that some of you might want to get paid. At the end of the day, when we say BU without limits, we mean it at every angle in Fanbase. Imagine a place where you can decide what you do with the money that you earn in Fanbase. So there's going to be a pretty interesting and disruptive roadmap on the financial side in Fanbase that we're super excited to bring. But again, it needs a little investment push from this raise, and that's why it's part of the plan to raise this money. Okay, Isaac, any other? I know we have many more, but maybe you want to mention a few more.
Well, with the feed refactor, I wanted to mention like user engagement and reducing churn, right? And so, I think the experience that people are having on other platforms is not satisfactory. So we want to make, the platform something that keeps you involved and interested, but also at the same time, you're seeing things that you want to see. So we want to continue to improve the algorithm and build a fully gamified framework to enhance user interaction and loyalty. So there's things, that's why the feed refactor is so important, because now there's carousels. Now we'll be able to add more types of content into the feed and more of the things that you like, which will actually make the algorithm better and start serving you more things that you're interested in. And I'm really excited about that. There's something about the feed refactor that I noticed, but I don't know if Ramiro noticed it. I'm like, I don't know if I should tell you or not, but I was like, I noticed something. And I'm like, I should ask you right now, but
you always put me in the spot. What do you want to ask me?
So I think that I think all size media posting is currently available, meaning I posted a photo that was like the size of a story, and it posted on my page at the full size of the photo. Yeah. And I realized that. I was like, oh, wow, that's a whole full size, which really, honestly, to say that, no platform is doing right now. So when you have really full framed, really great photography, it now matches the same kind of like ratio as the video. So you can really post an image that kind of, takes a good portion of the screen. So there's a lot more room there to show off your outfit or things that get cropped off when you're taking photos. You can post images that are very full bodied and full framed. And that's something that's going to also increase engagement on the platform, because I like really good photos as well. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, definitely. And when we work on carousel, we're also going to expand on the all-size media. So you are correct. Cool. All right, I'm seeing a lot of comments and some questions, so we can go through the chat room and see if we can answer. I saw some of you already sharing some of your pain points for other social media, so I'm going to see if I can mention some of those. Okay, I'm seeing, I have a friend whose YouTube channel got deleted literally a few days ago. He begged YouTube to restore everything, even in me telling him about Fanbase. Wow, yeah, that's another reason why, it's getting to a point where just a number, and I've heard a lot of users like that getting their profile being deleted. So I hear you. I'm seeing people saying I'm going to be moving my photos and videos over to Fanbase. That's amazing to hear.
There is.
Mm-hmm. And like Isaac, like you said, every time you move all your content, the chances of you making money on your first week are very high here at Fanbase. Let me see. Ian on EYL brought up Fanbase last night on Market Mondays. Awesome. We love EYL. Thanks for that.
Awesome.
Let me see. Yeah, yours. A lot of platforms, they feel the user disposable. All right. Let me see. I got a warning from Meta due to a post I share of African dark-skinned woman with a dress that matched her color. Said it went against terms of services. That's terrible. Well, that's the other scary thing, right? So algorithms are supposed to be a good thing. Algorithms in an environment where it's all about the creator and the user and the content is a good thing, because at the end of the day, we're trying to push giving visibility. But all these other platforms, because they are ad-centric, their algorithms are shaped around that, because that's their revenue model, right? So they have all these different tagging systems and conditions that sometimes are unfair to the user, and they misinterpret what the photo is meant to be showing. So what you're sharing there, memoir choice, I'm not surprised. We're hearing everywhere. So one of the things we want to do as we keep evolving the algorithm is making sure that, it's all-inclusive, without limit type algorithms, and we focus on different layers that other platforms don't. So it's interesting to hear that, because we know that happens, and it's, for you to say it, makes us feel better about the direction that we're going. All right, let me see. Also, you got banned after that. That's terrible. I see a lot of shadow banning. Yeah. I see a question here for Raymond. My Gospel Flicks music video does not come up on the web. Why is that? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you already reported it. If not, if you can shake your phone. But Flicks is on web here in Fanbase. So if you upload your Flicks, it should play it on web as well. So maybe it's something with the sound on web. But if you haven't, please make sure you report it so the team can take a look at it, okay? All right. I'm seeing Kyle moderating. What's up, Kyle? Glad to have you back in the office. Now that I'm thinking, that is true. We're getting a lot of injuries, We had Kyle out last week.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting better. We're getting beat up. All right. Someone said, I'm still learning Fanbase. Do I only see posts of that I follow? And that's a good question, and something that's going to change very soon, right, Isaac?
Yeah. So, that's only honestly the most important part, is that you do see content from people that you follow, because on other apps you're not privy to the content that your friends and accounts that you follow consistently post. You miss out on a lot of stuff that you don't get a chance to see, because the platform is sending you suggested content and things that are outside of that might tend to be able to support an ad, which does that. So what I believe is that following is something that is evolving or changing. It's going more towards engagement. So we always want to continue to give the opportunity for users to see content from people that they follow, but additionally add more content from accounts and things that you might find interesting as well, so that you're not missing out on a lot of stuff. And that comes even through live. So when you go live, everybody that follows you will be notified that you're live, but additionally your live will appear in the live feed, which we just launched not too long ago, so you will be live to the entire app. And I encourage everybody to, use live a lot more because it will give you the opportunity to have visibility just beyond your following. And I think that's important as well. So, it's not just who you follow, but it is who you follow for sure, which is definitely not on all other platforms.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I see Quimby says, I love that I'm not flooded with ads when I'm on here. I just joined a few days ago and I'm already at $24. That's awesome. If I would be connected to a roadcaster, I would do the celebration song.
I know.
Congrats. She's not even monetized on IG yet. That's awesome. Those are the kind of stories that makes us happy and gets us excited. We call it the aha moment, when you suddenly realize you post the same thing you've been posting in other places and you're actually making money. And we're actually starting to, we're available worldwide. And, $25 here in the U.S. Is different than $25 in other places. And we're hearing stories from other countries where some of the money that is being made, is helping people to get to work and is doing things that is improving, other people's life. And that's super rewarding. And we hope to get more of those testimonials so we can share with everyone. I see some of you say, I came over to Fanbase because I felt invisible in other social medias. Yeah. All right. May I upload a 2-hour motion picture concert series on Fanbase? Yes, you can. You got to do it through web. So for Fanbase Plus, so that the vertical that you're going to use is Fanbase Plus. So Fanbase Plus allows you to have up to 2 hours of content. If you do it through the web, if you do it through the phone, through mobile, you can only upload up to 15 minutes, okay? So if you want to upload 2 hours, make sure you do it through the desktop. And the way you do that is you log in on desktop in fanbase.app, then you go to your profile, you go to the Fanbase Plus tab in your profile, and you're going to see the upload functionality there. Okay. Okay. I'm going through some of the messages. There's a lot going on here. Will Fanbase be set up to run on desktop computers? Well, it already is working on desktop computers. Now, it works for MacBook Pros with M1 and above. So if you're talking about Windows, we do not have a version for Windows. But if you have a MacBook Pro, you can go to the App Store and actually download Fanbase. I use it all the time while I'm working, so I can answer DMs. There are certain things in desktop that it's a better experience, in my opinion, than in mobile, or it's easier to use. But if you have a MacBook Pro, you are able to download Fanbase there. Okay? All right. Let me see. Some people can't stand IG. Okay. Sorry, I'm going through saying, I want to live stream from my desktop computer. Oh, I see what you're saying. All right, so that's what we call RTMP. In Q3, we're starting to refine. We actually already started refining RTMP. So RTMP, which will allow you to stream through third-party integrations, is coming to Fanbase for sure. Okay? All right. I'm seeing someone that's going to start trolling there. Sorry, I'm going through there. Do you see any other questions, Isaac? I see some of you. What's going on, Lala? How are you? Some people say, I do see a difference from when I first joined. Really like the direction Fanbase is going. Thank you. I know we came a long way. Some of you have been with us since we first came out with audio, Fanbase Audio. That was March, I want to say 2019, Isaac. I can't remember, or 2020. But definitely, we came a long way, and we still have a long way to go.
That was March 2021.
2021, wow. Time goes fast.
2021.
Yep. And we started with private rooms, and then we brought public rooms. Then we came exclusive rooms. And now we also have branded rooms as well. So, we have other rooms that we're going to bring.
Other rooms too.
Well.
Yeah.
There's one that we haven't implemented yet, it's been since day one.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't see any other questions, so we can keep moving on and talk a little bit about Q3. Q3 is around the corner. It's next week, so let's talk a little bit about some of our objectives that we have for Q3.
I can't believe it's already Q3. It's like the year's half over. Like 2024 is smoking.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's exciting, but at the same time, it's like, we need more time. We want more time. We want to do more things. You know?
Right.
So, Fanbase, we're obviously a product-centric company, but we have many teams that help develop our product. And as a company, we always come up with objectives, key results, OKRs that we put ourselves as a company. So there's three big objectives that we want to aim at for Q3. We definitely want to continue inspiring and growing our creator community. And that's going to involve a lot of product and also some of marketing and partnership efforts. We definitely want to continue elevating the user engagement so we can continue building community. Sometimes there are small increments that help with engagement. It's not always about huge disruptive increments. Sometimes it's our small value that makes a difference. And we'll talk a little bit about that shortly. And then last but not least, we do want to, like I mentioned, continue innovating and personalizing user experience. Something we're going to be focusing a lot on Q3 is actually the user profile. We haven't worked on the user profile in some time, and we know that what worked many years ago doesn't work anymore. And with all the many different type of contents that we have in Fanbase, we want to start working on improving the user profile. We want to start bringing you new tools for your profile as well. We know that profile is the one place where users look at you and they decide to follow or subscribe to you. So we definitely want to start personalizing the user experience, starting with the user profile as well. Okay, so those are the three company objectives, and then the product and the marketing team, they grab those objectives and they say, okay, how can we support this? How can we grow community? How can we drive engagement? And then they put their objectives as well. So we're going to mention a few of them.
Okay.
I mentioned one of them, which is obviously we'll have Carousel coming up finally in Q3. I talked about profiles, something that we're going to be working a lot, which is improving the profiles. Also camps. Camps, for those that are new, they are a way to find interest-like users that they have the same interest as you. So right now, Camps is only accessible through audio. So if you go to audio and you look at the upper right-hand side, you're going to see the Camps icon. And in there, you're going to see thousands of camps, from sports enthusiasts to music lovers and so on. So we want to really start bringing camps to the forefront, and we want to start bringing better ways to grow those.
Absolutely. I think camps are a way to build community that exists outside of just audio. So you can make a camp about a particular subject. So you can make a camp about anime, right? And so right now you could have audio conversations about anime, but if you wanted to post something to your camp app-wide, that could be a story or a live or a post that's directed towards those people that are specifically interested in those things, which is really, really cool, because I've never even really seen a platform kind of segment off and really get really, really detailed into the things that you're really interested in. So if you join a camp and your camp is about fashion, so like the dressing room, I think is another opportunity for people that are really into fashion, and say, okay, you can join the dressing room camp, but now you can actually post posts that are actually directed towards the fashion community as well, not just in audio. So I think it'll be cool.
Yeah, definitely. And I just saw a question that ties to one of the other increments that I was going to mention for Q3. Someone asked if we can get more analytics tools, which is a great question. So we definitely want to continue improving. We call them insights, right? And I always talk about the process of catering insights to the users. It's not as simple as saying, okay, we want to track this, let's track it and give it to the users right away, because we want to make sure that the insights are relevant, they're accurate as well, and they actually do provide valuable information to the users. So in Q3, we're actually revamping our insights platform, and we're actually going to be tracking many other things that we weren't able to track before. And once we validate that information, we are going to be presenting it to you, because giving insights to creators, we know it's a way to help you monetize better, create better content, and understand really what's working and what is not. But we got to start somewhere, and we're going to start in Q3 revamping that for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Look and see here. Okay. Let me see. I'm going through the list. We have a lot. There's some things, again, I cannot talk too much because, gotta be careful. But I did mention carousel profile improvements. We will be working a lot on small increments, such as improving the blog functionality with time, even though we have a pretty robust bot algorithm as well. We know that there's always new ways, especially with AI coming into the picture. So we're going to be also revamping our algorithm to make sure that, we avoid spamming and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things that we're going to be doing that will definitely help build community better and make new users feel like they have complete control of their experience. All right. Isaac, there was someone who said that got suspended from the lives, but they think it's an error. Yeah. So, we went live with the new version of Live. What was it? It's been 3 weeks, a month?
Yeah, about a month.
Yeah. And as part of that increment, we also brought a new moderation system. And as part of the moderation system, we got to train the moderation system. So it's not 100% perfect. We know that. It's definitely much better than what it was when we first launched. So when those things happen, the best thing is to reach out to tech support. And what we do is we do like a pattern build up, and then we try to correct the model to make sure that it doesn't happen again. So again, just trying to keep a safe and clean environment. And sometimes when we do those things, sometimes there's a miss here and there, but make sure you report it, please.
Yeah, I mean, content moderation on Live is important, especially if we want to have a really good user experience for everybody. We made a couple of adjustments in Live too, as far as when you're finished with your live and you share your live for 24 hours, people can still, now they can fast forward and scroll through your entire live, and they can also tip you as well, so they can also show you love even after your live is ended. Or you can actually share the live. So that's another thing that we've done, and we kind of enhanced the screen a little bit to make it a little more brighter for the viewer and not necessarily the streamer. So it's a lot of cool stuff that's happened in the last maybe week with when it comes to live and moderation.
Yeah, definitely. And now you talk about live, there's a few increments that we're also going to bring, and some of you have been asking, allowed to upload a thumbnail. That's going to be one. We're going to be bringing titles to the live feed as well. And, small things that we know make a big difference, especially for those that enjoy going live.
Have we talked about the big one yet? The big addition to live? I feel like we did, but
No. I think so. We part of Q2 we told ourselves we wanted to bring 3 monetization features, new monetization features. One of them is Lab on Chatroom, and the other 2, one we cannot tell you because if we do, you're gonna know right away. But it's coming soon, and the other one is in live. But I don't think we'll never mention it. But I guess we can say it. We're gonna be bringing exclusive live.
Yeah, so live for your subscribers. So, which is good. Because again, as someone that's creating content, especially you got something really interesting, important, or exciting that you want to share, and you want to monetize. You want to monetize those workouts or that cooking or whatever it is that you're doing. You'll be able to do that, and the only people that will be able to see your live or your subscribers. And so that's significant. And I think that's really one of that'll actually have every vertical will have a paywall except for Flicks. And that's on purpose because of the music industry and the access to music that we want to be able to have. So we can't just throw those pieces of content behind paywalls because the music industry is going to come for their bread. But every other vertical on Fanbase will now have a subscription component to it, which is posts, audio, stories, Fanbase Plus, and live.
Yep. And, well, as we build all of this, one of the exciting things is, because of the nature of Fanbase, where we are truly monetized from day one, bringing these increments is not a huge shift for our business model. And that's what makes it exciting for us. Like, we can truly monetize everything within Fanbase. And, I love having that flexibility and continue giving value through there.
Absolutely.
All right. So we have 10 minutes left, Isaac. I think, let's see if we have any other questions. There were not really questions on the race itself. But if you are an existing investor and you want to help with the race, or if you're an existing user, the best way to help is share the news about Fanbase, share the link about the race. You are truly owning part of the platform, and you're also making a difference. So for those that have been around, when you come and you say, hey, we would love to see this in the platform, you always know that we deliver, and that happens because we get investors behind us like you. So definitely, if you're not part of the Fanbase investment wave, I invite you to join, because you'll definitely be able to help and make a difference.
Well, and I want to explain that too. Like, so when you're investing in Fanbase at this stage, you are doing what we call a seed investment, which is a pre-IPO investment. So typically when most people are investing in companies, so if you go to the stock market today and you invest in a company, that's a company that's already gone public. And the initial investors have seen the bulk or the benefit of being early on the cap table, and most of them are allowed or have sold their shares on the open market as the company has gone public. So the difference between that and what we're doing at Fanbase is that we're allowing users to have an opportunity to invest pre-IPO, so pre-liquidity event, which is you own part of the company, you sit on the cap table as an investor, and as the company goes, you go. So if we decide to ever go public or merge or be acquired, the users and the investors will be bought out at a price more than likely above what the current valuation is, and you will cash out at that point, or the company will go public on the stock market and you'll be able to sell your shares on the open market before the stock goes live, which is your chance to exit the company, which a lot of people do. Doesn't mean you have to sell your shares. You can sell some of them or whatever and hold on to more and continue to ride the growth of whatever Fanbase does. But we definitely want to give people an opportunity to get out, where they were like, look, I've put my money in, I've made, I've even doubled my money. And this is something that I had to talk about before and put some real perspective on what it is to invest, right? So returns on investments, typically, and you'll hear, financial analysts and people that are in the market say like 12%, 12 to 14% return on an investment is a good return. So if you're able to put $1 into something and get $1.14 out, you've actually done pretty well. The difference is with these seed investments, Fanbase has already seen an 8x multiple from the time that we started raising capital in 2020 to 2024, meaning Fanbase was valued at $20 million when we first raised capital, and now Fanbase is valued at $160 million, which is 8 times more than it was. So if you put $100 in Fanbase in 2020, it's worth $800. If you put, $1 million in Fanbase, it would be worth $8 million. So those are the kinds of returns that the pre-IPO investing allows you to do. And then I will give a quick, tutorial about the process of investing. And so, because people are sometimes not clear on how to invest or if it's something that's super quick and permanent. And so what the SEC does is it gives you the opportunity to confirm your investment a few times. So the first thing that happens is if you say, you go to startengine.com/fanbase and say, I want to invest. You create a Start Engine profile. That's important because that is where the information about the raise and your shares will exist. So if anything changes about, the raise closing or a stock split or anything that happens, those communications will come through your Start Engine account. And you'll be able to do that. They are the custodian of your shares. So think of them as a wallet for your portfolio, right? That holds all your shares in the companies. If you invest in other companies on Start Engine, those investments will be there as well. What happens when you invest is your money goes into escrow, which means we don't have your money and you don't have your money. In that process, there's something called a money laundering background check, which is done, which is basically to confirm that no one is trying to launder money from the user side. Of course, we've already gone through SEC compliance multiple times and audits, so we're fine on that accord, but they want to make sure that no one's trying to launder money. Once you pass that money laundering background check, you'll receive an email asking that if you want to confirm your investment, meaning, okay, you cleared the process of the background check, and now we want to ask you one more time, are you sure that you want to invest in Fanbase? And if you do, your funds will be put in a disbursement queue, which will be available to us when we want to draw down funds and put them into the account from Fanbase. Once we receive those funds, at that point, you will be invested in Fanbase. And so it's a very straightforward, transparent process because I think, people are, this is as small as the amounts are that it is when we're saying $399, we still want people to have the opportunity to understand the process and what's going on with their capital and where it's going, so they understand where things are, how they can access their portfolio, and when they can make those decisions on what they want to do with their shares.
Definitely, great explanation. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, we have four more minutes. See if you have any questions before we. The $3.99 tier is no longer available. Not sure. So the minimum is $3.99. So the first tier for rewards is not $3.99. It's actually $600.
Yeah.
So if you invest $600,
$3.99 is just the minimum to invest in Fanbase. So if you want to just come in and invest in the minimum for $399, that's how you invest.
Yep, definitely. Several people have mentioned they can purchase the $3.99 only. Huh. Interesting.
Paige is saying that they have to type $399 in the box, like it doesn't necessarily start there. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, we can give it a try and make sure that we're not missing anything, but it shouldn't be a problem. Okay. All right. So a quick recap of today's town hall. We obviously started the conversation as usual with an introduction on our Regulation A raise. We're raising $17 million. We talked about the importance of ownership and how you can make a change by being a user and an investor. We also spoke about the problems that we have in the social media creator economy. Isaac gave us a brief overview of the problem, but you also share some great insights on some of the things that you are experiencing as a user. And based on that, we share some of the things that we're bringing as a solution in Fanbase and how we're trying to truly create a users, content-centric, community-based environment where your content has value and it's monetized. Even if it's a comment on a post or a comment in a chat room, you can actually make money here in Fanbase, which it's a great way of growing content and being rewarded for it. We also answered some questions about the product team. We talked about some of the increments that are coming. Hopefully, you guys are excited as we are. And we talked a little bit about the process of investment. So I don't think we missed anything today. Anything else you want to add, Isaac, before we close for the day?
No, just to wrap it up, that we are raising $17 million in Regulation A crowdfund on startengine.com/fanbase. The minimum to invest is $399 at $6.65 a share, which gives you 60 shares of Fanbase stock at a valuation of $160 million, which is the current valuation of Fanbase. And so I encourage everybody to, at minimum, read up on the platform and our progress and our growth, because I think it's important to understand, where we started and how far we've come and the things that we have coming down the pipeline to show you that the work and dedication goes into, building this app. And it's not something that we take light at all. But, again, we're raising $17 million. It's a very specific number that we chose, which we feel will give us significant runway, but also put us on a path of profitability where we're no longer raising capital, and we're a self-sustained company just based off of the users and the monetization that's coming through the platform. So that's important. So definitely check out startengine.com/fanbase. The perks are available too. If you go in there and see the perks, but for sure, we want as many people to be a part of this process and reap the rewards of being an early adopter investor in Fanbase.
Definitely. And I appreciate all the love. I just realized, so if you are new to the platform, I just realized I got some love. Thank you guys for all the love. Adrina, Minis, Queen Mo, Nadi, Justy, thank you.
Oh, yeah, Justy, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. So with that said, I invite you to come and join either next Tuesday at 5 p.m. for another town hall, or we have other audio rooms going on this week. On Wednesday, our marketing team has their Marketing Wednesday audio at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And then on Thursday, I have my audio room, the Tech Talk, at 5 p.m. Eastern Time as well, where we talk about development and, we talk about technology. So I invite you to come and join, create an audio room for yourself too. Keep posting the great content, and we'll be talking very, very soon. Thank you very much, and we'll talk soon, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Have a good evening.
Bye-bye.